Key point 1. Order, not happiness. We are so obsessed with achieving constant happiness that it has become a silver bullet. Therefore, we need to understand what happiness is really about when working to eliminate negativity from our lives. As a trained and experienced clinical psychologist, JordanBPeterson knows that happiness is nearly ephemeral. It signifies our high peaks in life instead of periods when we are not doing our absolute best. He suggests that, in reality, we long for order, which means arranging our internal and external worlds to make them known and understandable. We want to bring everything possible to escape the chaos. The latter is a mighty terrain where innumerable anxieties as well as possibilities smolder. You can only find out what you actually believe, rather than what you think you believe, by watching how you act. You simply don't know what you believe before that. You are too complex to understand yourself. Dr. Jordan B. Peterson. We are not alone in this world. Other people come our way. We choose to interact with them through friendship or rivalry. In the former case, we share the same belief system. It is much easier to find common ground when we depart from the same point. Matching beliefs that turn into experiences help us establish bonds of trust. We don't have to pursue order single-handedly. People who think alike can be our allies. Each section of this summary contains 2 of JordanBPeterson's rules. They show you how to navigate the chaos of decisions, tasks, or relationships and organize life efficiently. Are you ready to reveal these 12 principles? Let's get started. Key point 2. Watch your posture and prioritize yourself. Walk upright. There is more to a posture than meets the eye. As you walk straight, your serotonin will flow with ease. Why is it essential? This hormone is crucial for survival. A lack results in less happiness, more pain, and a shorter lifespan. A higher serotonin level makes you feel more confident and less prone to illnesses. So, pay attention to your posture. Choose to hold your shoulders high over drooping down. Be assertive and say what you believe is right. You should realize that your desires are just as important as anyone else's. You have the right to want things for yourself. Put yourself first. If your beloved pet is sick, you take it to a vet, get a prescription for a drug, and do your best to administer it. However, when you fall ill, you are not so quick to help yourself in the same way. When something causes pain, you will eventually find your way to the doctor. But what if it's your own soul that hurts? How likely are you to go and get professional treatment? Jordan B. Peterson explains the nature of such behavior through the interchange of order and chaos. The former is the known territory, where everything is familiar and organized by you. The latter is the unknown, that rests in the darkness of mystery. We all try to make things right, reflecting our strive to bring order into our lives. However, chaos is always there as well. It breeds just about any possibility to do good and evil. When we realize we are equally capable of both, we get scared, skeptical, and even disgusted by what we are. No wonder no one rushes to cure themselves on tentative signs of illness. Our inner complexity may overwhelm us, yet we must always remember one fundamental truth. Each person is valuable. We never know what our life's role is in the script written by the universe. Therefore, we are bound to pay attention to and assist ourselves. It's our responsibility to the world. Focus on what you truly need, not what you want. Spell out who you are. It isn't something given. We need to make ourselves. Key point 3. Construct your network wisely and avoid comparisons with others. Choose people who care for you. We let into our lives the people we need the most. When we are happy, we go for other happy ones. When we are broken and depressed, we reach out to people going through the same thing. Sometimes we might find ourselves repulsed by others' character traits. Psychologists believe that whatever irritates you about another person, you dislike about yourself. Some of us try to build a neurotic victim-rescuer type of relationship. Of course, most people think that helping others is a good deed. However, these people, the victims, might not need the help itself. Instead, they would like to feast unto the energy of the rescuer. In this type of relationship, rescuers are narcissistic, taking pride in their actions. It requires strength to surround yourself with healthy people who want the best for you. They should also be mature and self-sufficient that you can also learn from them. You should use your judgment, build courage, and protect yourself from pity and uncritical compassion. Be around people whose lives will improve if you thrive. Don't compare yourself to others. No matter how good you are at getting things done, there will always be others out there who are better. For instance, you might be a decent swimmer, but you are not Michael Phelps or Katie Ledecky. Winner takes all is a very dramatic saying. However, people who are the best at what they do get more access to resources and attention. The majority of us are not the best. We are ordinary people who shine and tarnish at times. We need to make peace with our downs. They are a common thing. But whenever we succeed, we should compare our success to our own previous accomplishments, not ourselves to other people. None of us are worthless. It is a destructive thought. Did you know? Scientists have estimated that 10% of our thoughts are about our superiority or inferiority over the rest. Social media made this process a daily habit. 88% of women and 65% of men compare themselves to other users. Key point 4. Teach kids moral principles and be the owner of your life. Raise your children to be decent people. You might be surprised, but the most violent people are 2-year-old children. They start exploring the world and the limits of what is allowed. They express their negative emotions by fighting back, biting, kicking, crying, and so on. Some popular parenting methods today almost wholly exclude the practice of discipline and punishment. A lot of new parents find them synonymous with tyranny and torture. The line is thin, indeed, yet both should be a part of a balanced upbringing, performed with exceptional care. If you want to shape your children's behavior, figure out what it is exactly. Observe what they are doing now and reinforce the positive aspects of their actions. The following are some examples of simple rules for kids. Fight only in self-defense. Don't bully others. Share your things with others. Be attentive and respectful when adults address you. Take responsibility for your life. Most of us try to do the right thing, abide by the law, and respect others. However, being good people does not keep us harmless. We still can fall victim to the wrongdoings of others. When that happens, some of us break and resort to violent behavior patterns themselves. Still, others find the strength to forgive and move on. We can replicate or learn from the evil to never allow it to happen again. We should ask ourselves whether we have exhausted all our opportunities and used our potential to the fullest. If we don't find the strength to do that, we might spiral into despair and resentment. A hurricane is an act of God, but failure to repair, when the necessity for preparation is well known, that's sin. Dr. JordanBPeterson. Analyze your life to elicit what you are doing wrong. Using your good judgment and willpower, stop doing it today. You need to conduct an audience by yourself and stop blaming others, the government, God, your boss, etc., for everything that went awry in your life. Hewing away self-destructive behaviors, we become more assertive and see clearer into the future. Key point 5. Set your priorities right and share your truth. Concentrate on what matters. Giving is the core of relationships. It doesn't necessarily mean one-way sharing. You frequently get something in return. Firstly, it allows you to find allies since those you've helped are more willing to assist or support you. Secondly, it strengthens your reputation as a reliable community member. The third essential outcome is your inner state, We often feel excitement when we've done a good deed. Start reviewing your values if you live in a world you don't like. Sometimes, especially in a crisis, we should give up some core belief as they are proved wrong. Step aside and try to reevaluate your current presuppositions. You might realize that holding on to them will not make you the person you are supposed to be. Sort the meaningful from the habitual yet harmful. Pursue goals that matter to you. Good and evil are the attached values that come with the work of our self-consciousness. We are capable of making things meaningful. However, we also tend to substitute sense with expedience. The latter is perishable. It is a short-term solution that brings no consolation. On the other hand, the meaning is about maturity and growth. It is our ability to bring order and humility in our lives. Speak up. We can use words to share information and experiences, create meanings, and manipulate reality. With such power, we can make up a life lie that features a narrow, predetermined outcome of our actions and thoughts. A life lie follows a presupposition that we should stick to only one unchangeable truth. Creating this perfect image of what your life should be like is very harmful because there are too many variables to consider. The inability to implement your dream can lead to stress and anxiety, as you won't be living the life you have, but the life you imagine. Your truth is your narrative that grows out of your unique circumstances. Identify and tell it to yourself. Share it discreetly with others. After that, you will feel more confident because knowing your principles provides a solid ground underneath your feet. Key point 6. Be a good listener and choose words wisely. Listen to others. There is a clear distinction between listening and hearing. However, most of us ignore it and choose the latter over the former. As we hear someone else talking, we let our brain react to a sound stimulus. On the other hand, when we listen, we allow thoughts and ideas to pass through our psyche. In the process, they might also cling to our consciousness, which would digest them. Sometimes, it takes work to figure out what people are talking about. Mostly, that's because this is the first time they are wording their innermost thoughts. As they repeat them, some details may sound contradictory. However, it does not mean that they are necessarily lying. Their views need to take on the most suitable verbal shape, and this process, resemblant of giving birth, might take some time. If the conversation seems boring, you need to listen to it. When you take your time to listen carefully, people will tell you everything they are thinking with little deceit. They will share absurd, exciting, and interesting things, and you will never have a boring conversation again. Word your thoughts carefully. Objects and phenomena of the world are mutually connected and dependent on one another. To extract them from the whole of reality, i.e., understand them, we need to be very accurate and precise when the words we use to name them. Careful wording helps us know and explore our limits, identify with others, and efficiently convey our thoughts. When the habitual world around us collapses, we find ourselves in a state of chaos. However, change from the familiar prompts us to act and discover new things. Reflect on where you were in the past and how your actions led you to the person you are today. Tell people around you who you are. Aim at a sea of troubles. Formulate your meaningful things and move towards them. Did you know, before starting a tough conversation, you should formulate its topic first to make it easier? Key point 7. Follow your true nature and be an optimist. When in your hierarchy, boys and girls are different. After they enter puberty, these differences become even more pronounced. Boys are less agreeable, like to compete, and are more interested in things. On the contrary, girls are less independent, more empathetic, and take an interest in people over things. Both sexes run in different hierarchies. Girls can win in both. However, when boys start to share female values, they lose among other males. In our societies, male strength defines the way our relationship unfolds. Women want tough men, not boys. But when a woman tries to be tough and assertive, like a man, she finds it much more difficult to find a match. We shouldn't try to erase all the differences between boys and girls. Find the silver lining. Illnesses, accidents, or other people's actions may harm us. All of these circumstances are nearly impossible for us to control. However, we can manage other factors that make us unhappy. For instance, many limitations are self-imposed. Moreover, sometimes people choose to suffer for the sake of suffering and even derive immense pleasure from the self-inflicted torture. Why? We tend to choose suffering over strength when reluctant to resolve complicated situations. With time, our brain gets used to chemical and hormonal bombs and tell our body that suffering is the only emotion it wants to experience. We love people for their limitations because they shape our identities and generally define who we are. Problems are inevitable. We can't eliminate them all. So, we shouldn't postpone life until everything returns to normal. There are many things to be thankful for each day. As the day ends, try to list everything good that took place. A tasty cup of coffee, a cute animal you petted on the street, a polite shop assistant, etc. When you concentrate on the positive, you will see that they outweigh the nuisances. This revelation will help you preserve the strength you carry in you. Make good things happen. Conclusion. Like it or not, we all strive to avoid getting hurt or damaged. Some of us experiment and take risk, thus learning about the world around us. There are others who prefer staying in their protective, yet imaginary shells. They think that going slow doesn't prevent arriving. However, there is minimal movement in the comfort zone. Both approaches define the way we opt to interact with reality. You have probably realized the importance of good serotonin level, putting yourself first, and choosing people who will bring the best in you to the fore. You know you should only compare yourself to yourself, as each person is unique. Telling the truth and articulating your thoughts most accurately is crucial, not only for others to get you, but also for you to understand yourself. You might have found the rule on winning in your hierarchy somewhat controversial and conservative. This is the rhetoric Jordan B. Peterson resorts to in his work and speeches. Therefore, you had a little taste of it. No matter how far some of Peterson's statements go from what you have believed in, the bottom line of his rules is a know thyself maxim. You can open yourself to the world when you realize who you are. Try this. Pick friends who like to improve their listening skills and do this. Choose a topic for your conversation. The more heated, the better. Have your friends say their first thoughts. When they are through, retell these thoughts to them using their own words. Change roles and do the same. Keep going until you play out the issue.